Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am oftentimes asked what is the toughest part of my job, and by far, my answer is following in the footsteps of Dr. Russell Booker. And so that is not an easy thing to do. So, good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to our brand new District 7 Fine Arts Center on the campus of this beautiful Spartanburg High School. My name is Jeff Stevens, Spartanburg School District 7, and it has been my great honor and pleasure to work alongside Dr. Russell Booker during his tenure as superintendent here in Spartanburg School District 7. This is a day we have long planned and hoped for, as we salute Dr. Booker's 28-year career in education by dedicating the Dr. Russell Booker Atrium of the District 7 Fine Arts Center. Doc, you certainly have attracted a distinguished crowd to celebrate this special occasion with you. Our guests, both here in person and virtually via live stream, include esteemed community members, elected officials, current and former District 7 board members, current and former colleagues, and your friends and family from near and far. Wingate University President Dr. Rhett Brown even drove here today to be with you for this special occasion. Doc, I guess it is just your magnetic personality that brings us all together. As I look out over this awesome venue and over the awesome sunset and across this magnificent campus, my heart is truly full. It was your dream. It was your vision. It was your ability to rally this community, the entire community together, to invest in the future of our children that led us to this very place. I would like to introduce to our guest the sculpture in the center of our gathering here. I'll share a little bit more about that with you a little later on, but it was given to District 7 by the family of Don Bain in his memory. Mr. Bain led our Board of Trustees as we fully integrated Carver and Spartanburg High Schools 50 years ago. And we are pleased to have one of his three daughters, Miss Nancy Cote, here today. It is the perfect centerpiece to this celebration because it is the result of Dr. Booker's vision and our collective hope for our community. Dr. Booker, your invaluable contributions have elevated the visibility and reputation of this district, such that today we are nationally recognized for excellence and innovation. You will alone be remembered for your visionary leadership and tireless commitment to this District 7's vision. From spearheading the one-to-one digital initiative that you put mobile technology devices in every student's hands in School District 7, to strengthening District 7's emphasis on our early childhood learning, and from developing public-private partnerships that broaden educational opportunities for our students in District 7, to leading capital improvements that resulted in 2 new state-of-the-art facilities, one you are sitting among today. You instilled a spirit of pride that has invigorated every aspect of teaching and learning in our schools. In short, Doc, your name will forever be synonymous with District 7's commitment to inspire and equip students for meaningful lives of leadership and service. I could literally stand here and talk about Dr. Booker all day long and all evening, but a few of his friends are helping tell the story of the indelible imprint he has made across Spartanburg and far beyond our community. It is my honor to turn the program over to a few of them for just a few moments at this time.
My name's Bill Barnett, and I'm delighted to be part of this occasion. I first met Russell Booker when he moved to Spartanburg to take over the role as the superintendent of District 7. I was the mayor of the community, and he and I met for the first time and recognized our mutual responsibility to one another, the importance of District 7 to this city, and the importance of the city to District 7. It's interesting to me that at age 50, Russell Booker has accomplished everything he has, not only his 11 or 12 years at District 7, but certainly his involvement with the United Way, with so many other activities in our community nationally, his involvement with the Strive effort and the Bomber family, and so many big ideas, big thinking ideas that make all of us better. What I really hope for this broad community is that we remember Russell Booker less for what he did at District 7, but hopefully more for what he will do in his leadership role going forward, particularly with the Spartanburg academic movement, but also with the ability to help us understand racial inequity and to help us understand how we all can work together to build a better community.
My name's John Stockwell, and for 17 years I was chancellor at the university here in town, USC Upstate. And we worked very closely over those years with the superintendents, but none more closely than Dr. Booker, who was appointed, I think, a few years after I came as chancellor. And the opportunity to work with him over that time was tremendous. And in the years since, when I retired, we launched the Spartanburg academic movement. And that is a partnership that has tied me very, very directly with Dr. Booker. 50,000 children are enrolled in public schools across Spartanburg County. 80,000 parents are engaged with them. 10,000 teachers or more and staff. It's the biggest business in Spartanburg County, and Russell knows that. And he knows that this is where the future is. And it's with that in mind, I think he takes his work with a great seriousness and purpose. And he also recognizes that school can't carry the entire burden. It has to be a partnership that pulls together neighborhoods and faith communities and community leaders and social service agencies and so on. So he's a leader in this movement, not only in Spartanburg County, but a leader nationally and recognized as such. Russell's focus on interpersonal relationships continues to be a characteristic of his life. I think more important than anything else to him are partnerships and relationships he develops with people. And you can see it granularly across his family. You can see it across his church. You can see it across leaders and in our community and community members. You can certainly see it across the faculty and staff of District 7. And as he steps off into this new work of SAM and other related work, it's built on relationships. And if you want to understand how human beings need to learn to relate to one another to get things done, look to Russell, because that for him is the greatest good. And that's what I'll always take from my relationship with Russell Booker.
My name is Mitch Kennedy. I'm the Assistant City Manager for the City of Spartanburg, and I'm a native of this community. And I've known Russell Booker for, I guess, since high school. I want you to just think about the infrastructure of District 7 and what we have in this environment today, the student success that the school district has today. I want you to think about the collaborations and the partnerships that this school district has. It would not be that way if it were not for Dr. Russell Booker. I would challenge us to find another school district in the southeast of this country that has that type of capacity, infrastructure, partnerships, collaborations, community engagement that we have in this fine school district, and it's due to the leadership of Dr. Russell Booker. If you go to the north side of our city, you see the new built environment that's taking place, what has come out of the ground in the last several months of the last year. The Franklin School would not have happened if it were not for the leadership of District 7, led by Dr. Russell Booker. I look at the Dr. T.K. Gregg Center and what's happening there, and the opportunity we have to serve our citizens in a high quality way is due to the partnership with District 7 and the leadership of Dr. Russell Booker. You can focus on the built environment, but it's really the investment in people. You take for granted often what the challenge is of a superintendent and how he is invested in the lives of our students, but Russell Booker has also invested in the lives of the broader citizens of our community by the collaborative spirit of District 7. And so it's easy to get excited about what you see from the built, but it's really the investment in people that will pay dividends years and years to come, and how we've made this a special place for our citizens.
Hi, I'm Paige Stevenson. I'm President and CEO of United Way of the Piedmont, and I've had the pleasure of working with and knowing Russell Booker through his involvement with United Way. One of the things that I really appreciate about Russell is the fact that he embraces this same philosophy that we do at United Way, and that is there's not one entity and one organization or one person that can do it alone, that the issues that we need to address are way too complex for that, and so we need to have multiple players, multiple brains around the table so that we can build those strong partnerships, we can create those synergies so that we can make the biggest difference possible. Russell has made a difference in this community by being forward-thinking as it relates to our school system. You look at the beautiful new Spartanburg High School, and I feel like he was truly the driving force behind that. But also, when we look at the Spartanburg academic movement, and we look at the difference that that's making, not only here in our community for students who are cradle to career, but also because of his work and that ability to engage and connect with people outside of this community, he's really helped elevate the overall stature of Spartanburg, not just in the state, but across the nation. He is a man of honor and character who wants to make a big impact and has made a lasting impact on children and their families in this community for generations to come.
My name's Jennifer Blatz, and I'm lucky enough to get to work with Russell as part of his service on the National Board of Directors of Strive Together. Russell is a model leader in supporting the success of every child and family. Not only has he helped to transform the community of Spartanburg, but his leadership and wisdom has had a substantial impact on communities that reach far beyond the boundaries of South Carolina. Russell exemplifies presence in all that he does, and that presence brings a sharp attention to ensuring that children and families are at the center of every decision. He's not afraid to challenge the status quo and drive toward a more equitable future. Our national movement wouldn't be where we are today if it were not for Russell's leadership. Congratulations, Russell. We're thrilled for you. This is a well-earned accomplishment and couldn't be more proud to know you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Midshipman 3rd Class Graham Booker, sophomore at the United States Naval Academy. I just want to take a moment to say how proud I am of my father, Dr. Russell Booker, and how thankful I am to have had such a strong Christian and leader in my life. I can truly say that without his leadership, wisdom, and guidance, I would be nowhere near where I am today. And I know that his work in the community has also touched the lives of so many others. Dad, congratulations. You deserve this.
I have watched that video of Grant 3 times to ensure that I wouldn't cry today. And remember, cold is a state of mind. Dr. Booker, another one of your friends, is going to help us celebrate you today. Dr. Thomas White, if you will begin to make your way forward. Many of you may or may not know, but we consider Dr. White and Dr. Booker the dynamic duo of Spartanburg School District 7. So they are basically your modern-day Batman and Robin, Sherlock and Watson, Lewis and Clark, but for me, it's Maverick and Goose. In short, Thomas White was one of the driving forces in the recruitment of Dr. Russell Booker to Spartanburg School District 7. He has been instrumental in our success throughout the last decade, and today's celebration would not be complete without Dr. White. So it's all yours, Dr. White. Thank you, Jim. Dr. Booker, I love you. This is only the third time in the last year and a half since I've been retired that I had to put a tie on. I was given 2 tasks this evening, and the first one was to talk a little bit about what it's like to work with Dr. Booker, whom I first met about 2000 when Jimmy Littlefield, the superintendent in District 1, was trying to recruit him to come to Landrum High School as a principal. I've admired him since then, and as Jeff mentioned, helping to recruit him, and it took an army, helping to recruit him to District 7 is one of the highlights of my career. You know, I think everybody wants the best for their children, and I know I do. And so that's why I hope and pray that during their working careers, my children have the opportunity to work with someone like Dr. Russell Booker. The trust between us just can't be overstated. He certainly has all the requisite leadership skills, the planning, the organizational skills, the management kinds of skills that you would want in a leader. But I think what sets him apart from others is his strong faith-based values that you see him display in his actions on a daily basis. He is defined by genuine human relations skills. He's the poster child for one of his favorite quotes by Margaret Weekly, which is, "Relationships are all there is." That's what Russell Booker is about. A compassionate man, altruistic motivation to help other people succeed, that's unsurpassed. He cares. He really cares. And he treats everyone with dignity and respect. What was it like to work with Dr. Booker? It was a joy. It was a joy to come to work every day and work with him. Now, my second charge this evening goes something like this. It's been said his accomplishments are many, and the honors that he is receiving today are all well-deserved, but Dr. Booker will be the first to tell you that this work is not done alone. He's so good at giving credit to other folks who've worked alongside him on his team. And I'll tell you this, Russell Booker has not been a one-man act since he somehow, some way, through the grace of God, convinced Cheryl Booker to marry him. Cheryl and Russell have been a team in every way, and we would be remiss if we did not celebrate the important contributions that Cheryl has played alongside Russell in making District 7 the success that it is today. And so we want to celebrate you too, Cheryl. In fact, I'm going to ask you to come up here alongside me, and while you're coming, let me say, serving 7,500 kids with twice that many parents and 4 times that many grandparents and 1,200 employees, and the decisions that they make are not always the best ones, takes a lot of time. All the schools and all the plays and all the sports events with over 40 such teams at Spartanburg High School alone, he's expected to be in attendance at all of those, and he did attend almost all of them. Serving a diverse community with high expectations, through the roof expectations, with differing priorities and differing philosophies, presents quite a challenge and has interrupted a number of family dinners and vacations and made for some long nights and some short weekends. Dr. Russell Booker would not be where he is today were it not for Cheryl Booker. And so I tip my hat to you, Cheryl, for playing the role as a sounding board, for his support when the entire weight of leading this district and this community, I'm sure, hung heavy on his heart and on his shoulders. For those sacrifices, we appreciate you. Would you please join me up here? Let me mask up. Oops, I broke it. Mrs. Cheryl Booker, on behalf of a very grateful Spartanburg School District 7, we thank you for all you've done for us.
Mom says she always has next.
Thank you. And now, as we officially dedicate this beautiful atrium in Dr. Booker's honor, I would like to share with you the plaque that has been installed just inside these doors. You passed it as you came in tonight. There was a replica as you entered today. So I know that many of you had an opportunity to read that. So this plaque honors Dr. Booker's tenure as superintendent. It also gives visitors to the Fine Arts Center insight into the vision for the Forward Together sculpture, which you see here today. The plaque reads, the Dr. Russell W. Booker Atrium of Spartanburg School District 7 Fine Arts Center, honoring the leadership and vision of Russell Booker as superintendent 2010-2020. Forward Together. Among the legacies created by Dr. Russell Booker is the sculpture in the District 7 Fine Arts Center entrance plaza. Honoring the rich history that has shaped Spartanburg School District 7, it summons new generations to take their place in our circle of humanity. A privately commissioned work by acclaimed artist Maria J. Kirby Smith, the sculpture celebrates the weaving of two high schools, Evans and Carver, to create one Spartanburg High School. The bronze figures are inspired by and represent students from decades past. Evans High School of 1922, Carver High School 1938, and the fully integrated Spartanburg High School of 1970. As the worlds of these students come together within the circle, we recognize the unfinished work of building a community that enables every student to achieve their full potential. And thus, an open bench beckons, calling upon each of us to take our place so that circle may be complete. The sculpture's name, Forward Together, is an invitation. Thank you, Dr. Booker. Thank you to the Bain family for this beautiful sculpture. We certainly do appreciate that. Dr. Booker, if you and your family would please come forward as we are ready for the ribbon cutting for this dedication. We do have a special guest helping to do the honors this evening. Dr. Booker's mother, Martha Booker, will be joining them in this special role. Ms. Booker, we know that you are so proud of your son, and we thank you so much for sharing him with us, as he has been a great leader and definitely worthy of this honor. We're also welcomed by Mr. Booker, who could not be with us tonight, who joins us through our live stream today. So at this time, if you will join me, I'm going to turn around, Dr. Booker, if you would. I'll let you handle this.
Oh, okay.
You'll give your mother one.
Yes.
If you all can stand together, we'll let you do it all together right here.
All right, okay.
And I'm going to do the countdown.
All right.
And so when I raise my hand, I would love for you all to help me count this down for our ribbon cutting. Okay, on 3, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Good job, y'all. Dr. Booker, if you would please remain on stage here with me, Dr. Booker. because we have a little surprise up our sleeve today. It's actually not a little surprise, it is a big surprise. And we have been planning this for over a year, and we're not good at keeping secrets here. And so this has been very hard to do, to keep a secret from Dr. Booker. So guess what? Today is the day we let you in on that secret. So congratulations to you. Y'all, I am very honored to introduce and welcome South Carolina Representatives Ms. Rita Allison, who chairs the House Education and Public Works Committee, and Mr. Max Hyde, who represents our district and is a very proud graduate of Spartanburg High School in 1991. If you would please join me at this time.
You know, as I was looking at this circle, I thought of the song, "May This Circle Never Be Unbroken." And that says so much for you. Representative Hyde and I are so honored to be here tonight for this special occasion. You know, I learned a long time ago that service to humanity is truly the best work of life. And Dr. Booker, you not only believe that, but you've also put that into action. Your caring and your giving with a servant's heart has spoken loudly, not only to this community, to this school, but to the entire state. And nobody knows that any better than Max Hyde, who definitely grew up here and is a wonderful product of this school.
Thank you, Chair Allison. When I think of Dr. Booker, I think of an effective collaborator. One morning we had an early meeting over in enemy territory, District 6 at Dorman, and he and I were walking in together, and he went through the back door. He had a way to break in, knew the key pad, password.
God says you're not supposed to tell people.
I'm not telling anybody, okay?
They didn't give that to me here.
And then we walked into the meeting room, and he knew the name of every staff worker for District 6. And as a proud Viking, I find that, I don't know what to think about that. But he's an effective collaborator. He even can go to Dorman and make friends. So, and he's also highly capable, exceedingly capable. That's a word that comes to mind when I think of Dr. Booker. He's probably a better lawyer and politician than most lawyers and politicians. He is so good with people. And I think of Dr. Booker basically as being the right leader for the right place at the right time. And for those of us who went to Spartanburg High School or from South Carolina and came back to South Carolina to make a difference, this is what we dreamed about. You made it happen. We're so grateful to you, to Cheryl, to your mother, Mrs. Booker, to your father, Mr. Booker. We give thanks for you, Russell. We give thanks to you and for you. And whenever we visit this place for the next several decades, we'll think all the good things about you. And please accept our gratitude.
You know, we have in this state an award for citizens of South Carolina for extraordinary lifetime service and achievements, not only nationally but statewide. It is a once-in-a-lifetime achievement award. It's the state's highest civilian award. And Representative Hyde and I are honored to be here tonight on behalf of our governor of the state of South Carolina, Henry McMasters, to present to our Dr. Russell Booker the Order of the Palmetto. Thank you. Thank you. It's yours. Quite an honor.
Everybody smile. Now, I've been fussing the whole time about them doing this, and finally Cheryl said, Russell, you just need to let them do what they're gonna do. And I can't believe what all you've done. So, wow. So Tuesday, June 30th, around 5:30, I walked out of the back patio door of my office. And it was during the pandemic, of course, so there weren't a lot of people in the office. And I remember setting my keys on the desk and, my ID. Again, Daryl, they hadn't given me a passcode, so I hadn't been able to get in the building since I left. But I remember thinking that that was just how I wanted it, just being able to slip away without saying goodbye to anyone. And as we've been navigating COVID-19 since March, I was so wrong. There's so many instances right now where families haven't been able to say goodbye to people they love. And I read something recently that really spoke with me, and it said, saying goodbye allows us to put words to feelings, to shape how we remember someone, to codify our choices, and to frame distinct periods in time. In short, goodbyes give us a sense of closure as we move into the next phases of our life. So above all, I want to thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to stand here just for a second to say goodbye. In a letter written many, many years ago from a guy named Paul to a group of people in a city called Corinth, Paul said this. He said, by the grace God has given me, I laid a foundation as a wise builder, and someone else is building on it. But each one should build with care, for no one can lay any foundation other than the one that is already laid. Right before he said that, he said this, and many of you may have heard it. And John Stockwell, you know what I'm going to say. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So I stand before you all today, not as someone that has laid any foundation, but as someone who has tried to build on what was set before me. Not as someone who planted seeds in this district, but as someone who has attempted to water the seeds and to try to keep the ground fertile. So in front of this school, there's a clock, if you've been in the front entrance, that represents this district's establishment in 1833. And I remember the words of our board as Charles Petty was saying this: our intention is to put the best and most thorough instruction in the reach of every child in this district. Guys, that commitment came forth during a time when we were not so far removed from a civil war, where you talk about a divided country, a period of Reconstruction and the rise of Jim Crow. Inside of this building, and I hope as we finish constructing these walls, you'll get to see it, but there are two history walls that chronicle the establishment of our district's secondary schools, dating back to the 1920s with Evans and 1938 with Carver. A period in this district's history that withstood a pandemic that killed some 700,000 of our citizens in this country, that withstood a period of a Great Depression. And seated before us, as has already been stated, are four of my dear, dear friends, representing a period not so long ago, a period that many of you were a witness to. Think about a war that was going on, civil rights movement, a segregated period when a gathering like this was unheard of. A time of integration that changed the face of our nation, that changed the face of our community, and that changed the face of our schools. As Jeff said, this marks the 50th anniversary of full integration in District 7. So we've made much progress, but work remains undone. And this empty seat, this empty bench, challenges every last one of us to take our place in seeing this through. You know, the challenges we face today are real, the divisions remain deep, and the uncertainty can be rather unsettling. But I take great comfort, Jeff, in knowing that this district's foundation is strong, and the seeds are rooted and firmly planted. I take great pride in having been able to become a part of this district's rich history. And to be honored in this manner means more to me than many of you will ever know. Nearly 40 years ago, Ella Potes concluded her book chronicling the first 98 years of our district by saying this. These were her last words. "Surely the long-time priority placed on education will prevail. And this school district will not only live up to its past, but also find better ways to educate its students and serve this community." We are at another defining moment, a place where we can really start to frame what the future of this district and what the future of education will look like. And I'm confident that we will continue to meet the challenges of today as we have done for the last 136 years. This is my prayer, and this is my hope for this school district. So as I close, because it is cold out here, I do want to acknowledge a few people, and I'm not going to call any names out except for my family. So first of all, to my boys, Grant, wow, what a pleasant surprise. And Max will be here. You know, I pulled up, Jeff said, "Where's Max?" I said, "Y'all got him quarantined from Spartanburg High School." Max will be here, but he was in close contact. So we're just like everybody else, navigating what's going on, and he's fine, by the way. I want to thank my mom and my dad for their support that they've given to me, my brother, and my sister. And my mother-in-law, who is an educational giant, who really got me started on this journey in education. But above all, Cheryl, I thank you. She has shared every joy, and she has shared every disappointment that I've ever felt, more than she probably should have had to. But some of my superintendent colleagues are here, and they can tell you it can be lonely work at times. And to be able to come home and have someone to talk to has made all the difference. So thank you. And thank you all for welcoming me and Cheryl and my boys nearly 12 years ago into this district. Now, I was 39 when I came here. Maxwell was just now starting kindergarten, Grant third grade. And I look at where God has brought each of us now, and I have no doubt that we are all the better for coming this way. To the board that allowed me to become a part of this family, for taking a chance on me, thank you. Your leadership is critical to the future health of this district. And you are well positioned to be an example of how political bodies can come together and work together for the common good. Now, as a citizen, as a father, as a taxpayer in this district, I challenge you all to live up to that expectation. To my District 7 family, I see so many of you here. Thank you all. Thank you for allowing me and for trusting me to be a part of this family. And thank you for being my colleagues. And then to this community, I wish I could call all the names out right now. Some of you have been such a support to me, and you know who you are. It's been your guidance when I've needed it. It's been your mentorship, it's been your encouragement, and it's been your support that's really made all the difference, and I want to thank you. And then finally, to our students and our families, thank you for allowing me to serve you. We're all Vikings. We're all Vikings. Don't take for granted the foundation that has been laid and set before you. It is your responsibility to build upon that and take advantage of what I believe, no offense, Dr. Owings, what I believe is one of the best educational opportunities you will find anywhere in this world. So thank you all. God bless you. We'll be praying for you, and we will keep working on behalf of this community. Thank you.
little bit up there. We'll take care of it. Dr. Booker, congratulations. It means so much to me to be able to see you honored in this way, and also the naming of this atrium. And you will for sure leave your legacy for generations to come. So again, thank you, and we are so proud of you. Following our benediction in just a moment, I invite everyone to greet Dr. Booker inside the atrium. Our auditorium is also open, so if you haven't seen inside that, you're welcome to peek inside. We would love to have you do that. Dr. Booker will be standing in the atrium in front of the plaque there, and we ask that everyone please go through these doors on this side closest to the stadium, and as you exit, if you would exit on this side closest to Main Street here, okay? And we would love for everyone to go in. If you would please wear your mask. Please make sure that you physically distance yourself. We would love for you to give Dr. Booker words of encouragement instead of shaking hands. So let's try to make sure that we are honoring that in each and every way. So we appreciate you. And also in there, Dr. Moody, our music department chair, will be playing music as you're going through. So we want to thank him for being here as well. And so it is fitting that we end our celebration with a benediction from Dr. Benjamin Snoddy. If you would come forward, he is the pastor of Dr. Booker's church, Mount Moriah Baptist. So we are certainly glad to have him here with us. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. I know there's a lot of people that played a huge part in making this event happen. Some people, Thomas, are volunteering their time, and so we certainly appreciate all that everyone has done. So thank you so much. This has been a great gift, I know, to Dr. Booker and his family, and so it's certainly been a great gift for us at District 7. So thank you for all you've done and the legacy that you leave, Dr. Booker. We'll never forget you, and I'll still be calling you every day, so hang tight. All right, take it away. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let us stand, please. Oh God, our Father, as we come to the close of this great occasion, of this great celebration of service by Dr. Booker, honoring the accomplishments, but also acknowledging the importance of working together. And we pray now, Lord, that as he goes on to his next chapter in life, that you would be with him, that you would grant him much joy and peace. But help us, oh God, as we share in this community, to know that we cannot accomplish anything with value and quality without working together as one under you. Now may your peace, may your love and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit rest, rule, and abide with each one of us, henceforth, now, and even forevermore. Henceforth, now, and forever we pray. Amen. God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Snoddy. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.